Darci Lynne Farmer first entered the public eye as a bright, soft-spoken child whose performances seemed to carry a kind of old-fashioned charm that audiences instantly adored. With a puppet in her arms and a song in her heart, she reminded many viewers of a simpler era of entertainment where imagination mattered more than spectacle. Her gentle Oklahoma accent and polite demeanor created an image of innocence that felt refreshing in a fast-paced media world. People didn't just watch her act, they felt emotionally connected to them. She had the rare ability to make enormous theatres feel intimate, as if she were performing in someone's living room rather than on national television. That early magic wasn't only about talent, it was about sincerity. She appeared grateful, focused, and genuinely surprised by her own success, which made millions root for her journey from the very beginning. Growing up far from the spotlight. Long before national fame, Darci Lynne was simply a shy child growing up in Oklahoma City, surrounded by family support and everyday routines that felt familiar and safe. Her parents often described her as polite, introspective, and creative, someone who preferred singing quietly at home rather than standing in front of crowds. The stage at first was intimidating rather than exciting, yet music gave her confidence in private moments, allowing her to express feelings she sometimes struggled to voice. Discovering ventriloquism opened an unexpected door, offering a way to perform without the overwhelming pressure of direct attention. Instead of hiding her shyness, she transformed it into a strength by letting characters speak alongside her. This balance between vulnerability and creativity became the foundation of her early development, shaping not only her skills, but also her identity as a performer who valued emotional connection more than applause or recognition. The discovery of a unique talent. When Darci Lynne first experimented with ventriloquism, it wasn't part of a grand career plan. It was simply an artistic curiosity that quickly grew into a passion. Watching established performers inspired her to believe that this unusual skill could be more than a hobby. With mentorship and persistent practice, she began mastering the coordination of voice, timing, and expression that defines the craft. Hours spent rehearsing in front of mirrors helped her build confidence and technical precision, turning nervous energy into controlled performance. What made her stand out was not only the ability to speak through puppets, but to sing through them with clarity and warmth. Audiences were often surprised by the power and maturity of her voice, which contrasted beautifully with the playful personalities of her characters. This combination created performances that felt both impressive and heartfelt, blending discipline with imagination in a way few young entertainers achieve. Stepping onto a national platform. Her appearance on a major talent competition marked a turning point that transformed local recognition into nationwide attention. The audition quickly spread online, introducing her to viewers who were captivated by her poise and originality. Judges praised her courage and artistry, while audiences appreciated the authenticity she brought to every note. Winning the competition at such a young age placed her in a spotlight that few teenagers experience, opening doors to tours, television specials, and high-profile appearances. The transition from small stages to sold-out venues happened almost overnight, creating both excitement and enormous responsibility. For many fans, she became a symbol of wholesome talent and youthful determination. Yet behind the celebration was a young performer learning how to navigate schedules, expectations, and the constant presence of cameras. Success brought opportunity, but it also required maturity and resilience far beyond her years, shaping her growth in unexpected ways. Life after sudden fame. Following her victory, Darci Lynne's calendar quickly filled with concerts, interviews, and travel commitments that would challenge even experienced adults. The pace of touring introduced her to new cities and enthusiastic crowds, yet it also demanded careful balance between professional responsibilities and personal development. She continued her education while managing rehearsals and media appearances, learning to adapt to a lifestyle that rarely slowed down. Support from family and close advisors played a crucial role in keeping her grounded amid the excitement. Although public perception often focused on glamour, much of her daily life involved discipline, preparation, and long hours of practice. Fame can amplify both praise and criticism, and she experienced both sides while still discovering her artistic direction. Through it all, she maintained a reputation for politeness and gratitude, qualities that helped her build lasting goodwill with audiences who admired not only her performances, but her character as well. Evolving as an artist. As years passed, Darci Lynne began exploring new creative paths beyond the ventriloquism that first introduced her to the world. Growth is natural for any performer, especially someone who begins their career in childhood. She experimented with solo singing, songwriting, and different musical styles, seeking ways to express herself more directly. Some fans welcomed this evolution, while others preferred the familiar characters that originally won their hearts. This shift illustrated a universal challenge faced by many young entertainers, balancing audience expectations with personal ambition. Artistic identity is rarely static, and her willingness to explore new directions demonstrated courage rather than abandonment of her roots. Each performance became less about proving technical ability and more about sharing genuine emotion. By stepping outside her comfort zone, she showed that talent is not limited to one format, but can grow alongside life experiences, reflecting changing interests and expanding confidence. Conversations about industry pressure. In recent years, broader discussions have emerged about the pressures placed on young performers within competitive entertainment environments. These conversations are not unique to any single individual, but reflect a growing awareness of how demanding schedules and public scrutiny can affect personal well-being. Darci Lynne's journey has often been referenced within these discussions as an example of early success paired with the challenge of maintaining balance. Industry observers frequently emphasize the importance of mentorship, healthy boundaries, and creative autonomy for artists who begin their careers at a young age. While experiences vary widely, the dialogue itself highlights a shift toward greater sensitivity and accountability in entertainment culture. Rather than focusing solely on outcomes like ratings or ticket sales, many now advocate for supportive systems that encourage growth without overwhelming performers. These evolving conversations aim to ensure that talent development remains both inspiring and sustainable for future generations. Finding a personal voice beyond characters. One of the most meaningful transitions in Darci Lynne's journey has been the gradual emphasis on her own voice, separate from the characters that once defined her performances. This shift symbolizes maturity and self-confidence, showing that creativity can expand rather than replace earlier achievements. Writing music, experimenting with lyrics, and sharing personal themes allowed her artistry to deepen in emotional range. Audiences who followed her evolution observed a performer becoming more comfortable, presenting herself without protective layers, embracing authenticity over perfection. Such growth reflects a broader truth about artistic development. Early successes are chapters, not conclusions. By exploring new forms of expression, she honored her beginnings while also carving space for future possibilities. The process illustrated resilience and adaptability, qualities essential for longevity in any creative field. Instead of being confined by expectations, she gradually shaped a path aligned with her evolving identity and aspirations. A story of growth, not just fame. Darci Lynne Farmer's journey is ultimately less about trophies or television moments and more about personal growth unfolding in public view. She began as a shy child, discovering confidence through imaginative performance, and matured into a young artist exploring her individuality. Along the way, she experienced praise, pressure, learning curves, and reflection, elements common to many careers yet magnified by visibility. Her story resonates because it mirrors a universal experience, the challenge of balancing external expectations with inner truth. Whether performing with beloved characters or singing under her own name, she continues to represent the idea that talent is only one part of success. Character and adaptability matter just as much. For many supporters, her evolution serves as a reminder that genuine artistry is not static. It grows, shifts, and finds new forms, reflecting the person behind the performance as much as the applause in front of it.